Hello guys, welcome back to our anime moment. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Renegade Immortal episode number 261 based on novel. So let's start. On planet Suzaku in the Great Wang Dynasty Imperial Palace, all the Wang clan members had gathered in the square. They were all kneeling on the ground, and their expressions were changing between excitement and fear. It was completely silent. Before them was the Imperial Ancestral Hall. There were countless tablets hanging in the hall. However, it was not luxurious and instead was very simple. Wang Lin was standing inside the Ancestral Hall and was looking at the unfamiliar names on each of the tokens. Finally, he saw the tablet at the top which said, Ancestor Wang Shuo. Wang Lin silently pondered as scenes of Wang Shuo from back then flashed before his eyes. Now that he had returned, they were separated by the heavens. Wang Shuo had indeed fulfilled his promise to Wang Lin. He allowed Wang Lin to cultivate in peace while he guarded the Wang family descendants until his lifespan ended. Wang Lin let out a sigh. He felt like planet Suzaku was very unfamiliar when he returned this time. Even when it came to his own descendants, he felt no affection toward them. The only thing he felt was melancholy and pain in his heart. He couldn't find a trace of affection among these people. For the first time, he personally felt that the passage of time was like a ruthless river that washed away all his good memories of the past. Outside the Ancestral Hall, the Wang family descendants didn't even dare to breathe hard. Their heartbeats all accelerated as they carefully looked at the unfamiliar but yet familiar ancestor. The 8 elders were in front of all the Wang family descendants, and they were kneeling as well. As they silently looked at Wang Lin, it was as if they could feel the age and sadness from him. Wang Lin's gaze went down starting at the top tablet and then fell on one of the tablets. This tablet said, Ancestor Wang Yu. Wang Lin had same vague impression of the name Wang Yu. Back when the Forsaken Immortal clan was in war with Suzaku, they were capturing young children that could cultivate. One of them was Wang Yu. That child's life also ended. The sadness around Wang Lin became even stronger. He felt a very complex emotion in his heart. In the blink of an eye, hundreds of years had passed. Looking back, the passage of time had caused everything to change. It was very difficult to find even one person he knew. As he pondered, he turned around and walked out of the Ancestral Hall. Looking at the people kneeling in the square, although they all contained his bloodline, he didn't feel like they were relatives. All of you are now on your own. No more cultivators will get involved with the mortal world. As for the Great Wang Dynasty, if anyone has the skill, then you can keep the inheritance for thousands of years. If all of you are muddle-headed and ruthless, then there is no need for this wealth. Although the things from before were because you were all affected by the resentment, this dynasty is filled with sadness. If this was caused by my Wang family, then all of you should just be civilians. After dealing with the karma of the Wang family, Wang Lin coldly looked at all of his descendants and then waved his sleeves before flying into the air. Ta Shan and the big-headed boy followed. The 30-foot-tall Lei Ji followed as well. After Wang Lin left, the square was completely silently. After a long time, the 8 elders stood up with gloomy expressions. They mercilessly looked around at the surrounding people and one of them coldly said, We were wrong to anger our ancestor. From today onward, there will be new clan laws, and anyone who violates them will be killed. Wang Lin moved between the heavens and earth. After dealing with his descendants, the melancholy in his heart didn't decrease. He walked to the cloud sky sect. As he moved, his expression changed and he looked into the distance. He saw a centipede thousands of feet long quickly flying through the air with several cultivators on its back. One of the cultivators had the air of a celestial. He was wearing a yellow robe and had a sword on his back. The gentle wind caused the man's clothes to flutter and made him look very elegant. Sect Master Huanglong, 1. When Wang Lin saw this person, his eyes immediately narrowed and shined. The portrait he saw in the demon spirit land immediately appeared in his mind, too. The centipede was very fast and disappeared in the blink of an eye over the horizon. However, Wang Lin could clearly feel a gaze looking at him from the back of the centipede. Little fellow is not bad. A light chuckle entered Wang Lin's ear following that gaze. The laughter faded and finally disappeared without a trace. Wang Lin frowned slightly and looked at where the centipede disappeared. After pondering for a moment, Wang Lin headed toward the Cloud Sky sect. This whole matter was too strange, and Wang Lin didn't want to act carelessly. Tai Yang was still sitting in the square waiting for Wang Lin in the Cloud Sky sect. He knew Wang Lin would definitely come here. He didn't have much time left. His cultivation had degraded to the peak of the late stage of soul formation and could no longer break through back to soul transformation. He had slowly consumed all his lifespan. Originally, with his qualifications and Wang Lin's enlightenment, he shouldn't have ended up like this. However, an accident happened 100 years ago, but that accident was by his own will. On this day, a person slowly appeared in the sky before Tai Yang. Wang Lin stepped out and looked at the familiar scene, and finally, his gaze fell on Tai Yang. At this moment, Tai Yang stood up and his face was filled with excitement. He looked at Wang Lin, took a deep breath, and respectfully said, "Tai Yang greets benefactor." Wang Lin calmly asked, "Where is Zhu Are you?" Tai Yang revealed a complex expression. After silently pondering for a moment, he wryly smiled. "That child Zhu Are you left planet Suzaku 100 years ago." Wang Lin looked at the sky and the melancholy became even stronger. He let out a sigh as he looked at Tai Yang and said, "Is that the reason why your lifespan is ending and your cultivation degraded?" Tai Yang silently pondered and then nodded. It would be impossible for Zhu Are you to leave planet Suzaku with her cultivation. In order to help her fulfill her wish, he had used his own life along with Zhu Wutai's help and a large amount of celestial jades to help Zhu Are you just barely reach the soul transformation stage. Nonsense. Wang Lin frowned as he looked at Tai Yang but didn't say any more. He slapped his bag of holding and large amount of celestial jades flew out and started hovering in the sky. Then Wang Lin's right hand reached toward the void. Popping sounds echoed while a large amount of celestial jades collapsed. The dense celestial spiritual energy condensed into balls in Wang Lin's hand. The surrounding area was filled with celestial spiritual energy. Holding the ball of celestial spiritual energy, Wang Lin pressed it into Tai Yang's body. Tai Yang's body trembled, he felt as if there was a fire burning inside his body. He took out more celestial jades and threw them out until they formed a small hill in the square. Wang Lin turned around and walked into the air. "Your cultivation degraded because of Zhu Are you. This is karmic cause. Now I helped you recovered your cultivation. This is karmic effect. As for these celestial jades, consider them my thanks for taking care of my Wang family descendants. From now on, don't bother with matters of my Wang family, go cultivate in peace." Tai Yang's body trembled greatly. As the celestial spiritual energy surged through his body, his cultivation quickly recovered. He nodded toward Wang Lin's disappearing figure. 9 rays of light broke through the sky and quickly fell before Tai Yang. The 9 swords gave off a powerful burst of sword energy that swept the area. "I gift these swords to you." Wang Lin's voice seemed to come from the distant void. It was like the ethereal clouds. After dealing with the karma at the Cloud Sky sect, Wang Lin flew into the sky. The yin and yang fishes appeared and slowly rotated above his head. After dealing with the karma of his descendants and the Cloud Sky sect, his understanding of karma suddenly increased. The enlightenment in my domain is the focus of the second step. According to the karma domain, everything that has karmic cause must have karmic effect. Only a complete karma can form a cycle, and only by completing countless cycles can I truly complete my karma. I didn't expect that me returning to planet Suzaku would be in line with this. Wang Lin let out a sigh and closed his eyes. His divine sense covered the entire planet. Karma domain. I must repay all those that had helped me. I must close all karma with those I wronged. While pondering, Wang Lin's divine sense was like a storm that continued to spread across planet Suzaku. Not long after, Wang Lin's divine sense existed everywhere on planet Suzaku. Planet Suzaku, rank 5 cultivation country of Jiao, the Hehuan sect. A beautiful woman was sitting in a cave cultivating in the back mountain of the Hehuan sect. The spot she was cultivating in was a special place for the inner sect members of the Hehuan sect. This place had several times more spiritual energy than outside. As she was cultivating, a chuckle came from outside the cave. "Junior Sister Jong, don't forget your promise. Since I let you cultivate in my cave for 1 month, you will have to be my cultivation partner for 3 days. Only 4 more days until 1 month has passed." This voice was filled with the intent to tease. After the laughing, the voice gradually left. The woman opened her eyes and let out a sigh. She was an outer disciple of the Hehuan sect. The spiritual energy outside was too thin to reach the 9th layer of chi condensation. She could only make her breakthrough here. In the family tree, the family's ancestor, Zhong Hu 3, was also a cultivator. 1,000 years ago, he entered the Hengyu sect. Unfortunately, after 1,000 years, all of that is gone, so I could only become an outer disciple of the Hehuan sect. The woman had just closed her eyes to continue cultivating with a hint of bitterness when she looked ahead. Her eyes were filled with shock. She saw a young man in white silently appear. This young man looked normal, but there was an unspeakable aura coming from him. Wang Lin calmly looked at the woman before him. He slapped his bag of holding, causing spirit stones and celestial jades to fly out. There was even a flying sword. "I knew your ancestor. The karmic cause of the past forms the karmic effect of today." Under the woman's dumbfounded gaze, Wang Lin let out a melancholy sigh and left. Zhong Hu had already died. With Wang Lin's cultivation, he was able to detect a trace of Zhong Hu's bloodline in this woman. 1. The sect master of the Hengyu sect, first sect Wang Lin joined. 2. Chapter 617. 3. Wang Lin's friend from the Hengyu sect. He killed a disciple in charge of managing their duties and ran off. Later, Wang Lin met him and Wang Lin helped him kill his master, which led to the incident with the Teng family. Rank for cultivation country Huafen. A very beautiful woman in a palace dress was sitting in the hall of the war god temple. This woman was at the late stage of soul formation. There were celestial jades placed next to her. It was obvious she was attempting to reach the soul transformation stage. Before her sat a young man. Although he was a young man, he gave off an ancient aura. He was at the late stage of soul formation as well. While looking at the woman, he let out a sigh and said, "Junior Sister Ju, there aren't enough celestial jades to allow both of us to continue absorbing. You should go first. If you can reach the soul transformation stage, then our country of Hu Fen can be promoted." The woman silently pondered. A moment later, she looked at the man and softly said, "Senior brother Yang, if I can reach the soul transformation stage, then the two of us should become a cultivation pair." After she spoke, she let out a sigh. For some reason, she couldn't help but think of a person from the past. The man bitterly smiled and shook his head. "I don't have much lifespan left, so you don't need to do this. I'm doing this of my own will. Besides, I've heard that he has returned to planet Suzaku." As the two people pondered, a person silently appeared in the hall. "Yang Xiong, Juzahong, how have you two been?" A melancholy voice echoed in the hall. The man and woman were startled and immediately looked over. Wang Lin looked at the two familiar figures that hadn't changed at all. This was due to the spirit liquid he gave them back in the foreign battleground. Wang Lin. Wang Lin smiled as he looked at the two of them, but he didn't say much. He slapped his bag of holding and large amount of celestial jades flew out and filled the hall. "For the two of you to be able to tie the knot, consider these celestial jades a gift from me." Wang Lin's words were filled with sincerity. He then took out some pills before he turned around and left. In the rank 5 cultivation country that the giant demon clan controlled, Kaihu's appearance hadn't changed much, but now he gave off an ancient aura. The giant demon clan members had much longer lifespans than normal cultivators, and Kaihu had already become the patriarch of the giant demon clan. He had reached the late stage of soul transformation and was only 1 step away from ascendant. However, given his powerful body and bloodline ability, he even dared to fight ascendant cultivators. During these hundreds of years of time, Kaihu had become even more dependable and now held a certain position on planet Suzaku. The giant demon clan was a backbone force of planet Suzaku. However, the passage of time couldn't wash away the melancholy he had for a friend. With his status, he naturally knew of Wang Lin's return. He even saw the battle between Wang Lin and the big-headed boy. His heart felt very complex emotions. On this day, while he was cultivating, he suddenly opened his eyes and his body trembled. Before him, Wang Lin's figure looked toward him. "Brother Kai-Hu, long time no see." "Seng Nyo." Kai-Hu had a bitter expression as he looked at Wang Lin and wasn't able to say anything for a long time. "Don't mention things of the past anymore." As he spoke, Wang Lin slapped his bag of holding and large amount of celestial jades flew out, forming a small hill. At the same time, he took out a small bottle containing Lei Ji's blood. The celestial jades are to help you reach the ascendant stage. The small bottle contains the blood of your giant demon clan ancestor. It can help your bloodline ability. "Goodbye, Kai-Hu." Wang Lin let out a sigh and left. Kai-Hu stared at where Wang Lin disappeared. The complex emotion in his eyes became even stronger. A very old man was sitting in a place filled with skeletons in the Sea of Devils. He was at the late stage of soul formation. At this moment, he absorbed large amount of yin energy and his face revealed a painful struggle. The veins on his face bulged, revealing red lines. As he absorbed yin energy, the black lines were suppressed. After a long time, he let out a long sigh. His face looked every tired and he was covered in sweat. "Scarlet blood ancestor, if I, Li Chiching, don't get my revenge, then I'm not human." His face revealed a hideous expression and an unimaginable hatred had built up inside him. This hatred was almost monstrous. There was a pale blue circle within 1,000 feet of him. His cultivation had drawn the attention of some of the beasts in the Sea of Devils. The monsters quickly closed in, but they let out miserable screams when they touched those blue traces. Their bodies quickly withered. Just at this moment, the old man's eyes suddenly opened and his body moved in a flash. He appeared next to the demonic beast and grabbed onto it. He pounced on the beast, bit down on its neck, and mercilessly sucked. The demonic beast's body withered at a visible rate and soon became a mummy. The old man's body flashed and appeared next to another beast. This continued, and soon all the demonic beasts died. The old man's face turned slightly red. He took a deep breath as he returned to where he was cultivating. He looked out at the Sea of Devils and his eyes revealed a powerful sense of hatred. "Scarlet blood ancestor, if it wasn't for you hunting my sister, how could she have met that Wang Lin?" Li Chiching was Li Muwen's brother, and also her only family member. This scarlet blood ancestor was the cultivator that was hunting Li Muwen. Li Chiching's hatred for this person was extremely strong. He was able to find that this scarlet blood ancestor had come to the Sea of Devils, which was why Li Chiching had secretly come as well. He originally wanted to get revenge, but his cultivation level wasn't high enough and he instead was affected by a blood rune. Now he was living a life no better than death, but the hatred was even stronger. A flash of coldness appeared inside his eyes and he took a deep breath. He knew that every time the blood rune activated, the scarlet blood ancestor would know his location, so he had to leave quickly. However, his pupils suddenly shrank, all the hair on his body stood up, and he looked straight ahead. He saw Wang Lin's figure appear dozens of feet away from him. Wang Lin revealed a complex emotion when he looked at this old man. Li Chiching stared at Wang Lin. After a long time, his body jerked and his eyes revealed a look of disbelief. He took a few steps back and shouted, "Who the hell are you?" He had seen Wang Lin a long time ago, and during these hundreds of years, he had seen Wang Lin's statue, so how could he not recognize Wang Lin? However, suddenly seeing Wang Lin made his mind tremble. He didn't know that Wang Lin had returned to planet Suzaku. While Wang Lin silently pondered, he slapped his bag of holding and the heaven-avoiding coffin flew out. Li Muwen was lying inside, and there was still a smile on her face. Li Chiching's body trembled as he looked at the coffin. At this moment, everything before him disappeared and the only thing that existed was his little sister in the coffin. He hadn't seen her in hundreds of years, his only remaining loved one. "Little sister," tears came from Li Chiching's eyes. The ruthlessness that was in his eyes a moment ago disappeared and was replaced with familial love. Before father and mother left, they made me promise to take care of you. Big brother was useless to not be able to take care of you. Li Chiqing's face was filled with sadness as he looked at the woman in the coffin. A heart-wrenching pain filled his body. Wang Lin didn't speak and silently stood on the side. Time seemed to last forever as it slowly passed. All kind of thoughts drowned Li Chiqing's mind as he sat next to the coffin looking at his little sister. Just at this moment, a roar came from the distance and 3 rays of sword energy came with it. The sword energy in front was red and an old man was standing on top of it. This person was at the late stage of soul transformation. His face was filled with arrogance and the 2 middle-aged men behind him looked at the old man with respect. Li Chiqing, I want to see where you can run off to now. The old man sneered as he closed in. He immediately saw Li Chiqing and the coffin with Li Muwen inside. Along with them, he also saw Wang Lin. This strange scene caused him to stop and his eyes lit up. He carefully looked at the coffin and noticed rich celestial spiritual energy coming from within it. Greed immediately appeared in his eyes. However, when his gaze fell on Wang Lin, he was immediately startled. He felt like this person looked familiar. While he was pondering, Wang Lin coldly looked at him. This gaze caused the old man's mind to tremble violently. The sword energy under his feet collapsed and he subconsciously took a few steps back while coughing up blood. His eyes were filled with terror, but at this moment, he recognized Wang Lin. Wang Lin. The old man gasped and lost his wit as he turned to escape. While he ran, he grabbed his 2 disciples and threw them without hesitation in order to stop Wang Lin's pursuit. He shouted, "Explode!" The Scarlet Blood Ancestor was a cautious person, and he had planted controlling seals in all the disciples under him. Under his control, the 2 disciples' bodies exploded into a mist of blood that charged toward Wang Lin. Taking this opportunity, he escaped while trembling. His mind was blank, the only thought in his mind was to escape. His scalp was numb and his heart was filled with fear. He always had a thorn in his heart, and that thorn was back when he chased after a female cultivator near the border between the Sea of Devils and the country of Hu Fen. He met a junior who saved that female cultivator and then escaped into the Sea of Devils. Originally, he wouldn't care about it at all, but as time passed and the name, Seng Nyo, became more famous, he trembled. He recognized Seng Nyo as the junior that saved the female cultivator and escaped into the Sea of Devils. What made him even more shocked was the series of events that followed. This Seng Nyo shined during the war between the Forsaken Immortal clan and the country of Suzaku. Afterward, he found out that the current Suzaku position was given to Ju Wutai by Seng Nyo, who was Wang Lin. All of this made him very cautious, and it wasn't until Wang Lin left planet Suzaku that he finally relaxed. However, he would have never expected to meet Wang Lin today. He shouldn't be able to remember me, the man's mind trembled, but he continued to hope for a miracle. It's you. A flash of cold light appeared in Wang Lin's eyes. With Wang Lin's intelligence, he was immediately able to see through what had happened. This person had come here to kill Li Muwen's brother, and their feud was very likely related to what happened back then. Killing intent flashed through Wang Lin's eyes. He waved his hand and the impact from the blood mist created by the 2 cultivators exploding was pushed right back toward the old man. The old man was terrified and he wanted to teleport, but it was too late. He was caught by the blood mist and bursts of screams came from inside the blood mist. Wang Lin waved his right hand. There was a boom as more blood mist appeared. Eventually, all of the blood dissipated into nothing. From start to end, Li Chiqing didn't raise his head, as if he wasn't aware of his surroundings at all. In his eyes, there was only Li Muwen. Time passed. After a long time, Li Chiqing took a deep breath and became sober. He carefully looked at Li Muwen inside the coffin as if he wanted to engrave his sister in his heart. Then he stood up and walked off into the distance without even looking at Wang Lin. With the death of the Scarlet Blood Ancestor, the red lines on Li Chiqing's face were broken. Wang Lin looked at Li Chiqing's figure but didn't speak. He understood Li Chiqing's thoughts. Li Chiqing's indifferent actions meant that he didn't want to have any ties with Wang Lin. After letting out a sigh, Wang Lin put the heaven-avoiding coffin in his bag and then flew into the sky. All karma has been dealt with. Wang Lin floated in the air and looked at planet Suzaku below him. This planet was considered half-abandoned, as the spiritual energy was very weak. Ju Wutai, since you're the Suzaku, then I'll use planet Suzaku to complete my karma with you. Wang Lin's eyes were calm as ripples appeared under his feet and he disappeared. Wang Lin's figure appeared next to an uninhabited planet in the Alliance star system. While looking at the planet before him, he raised his right hand. His early-stage Nirvana Scrya cultivation appeared without reservation and his eyes lit up. Then his right hand reached out and mercilessly pulled back. The planet trembled violently. A moment later, an ancient aura came from the planet, as if there was a giant, invisible hand pulling it. Planet soul extraction. Wang Lin didn't exact it all, but stopped after taking 1/3 of it. Although losing 1/3 of the planet's soul would affect the planet, it wouldn't be too drastic. Along the way, Wang Lin extracted the souls of several planets. Even with his cultivation, he felt tired. Unfortunately, the big-headed boy couldn't merge with the world, so only he could do something like this. One day later, Wang Lin merged with the world while holding the planet souls he had extracted and returned to planet Suzaku. The moment he appeared over Suzaku, an ancient aura came from his right hand. In his palm were 7 balls of light. Each ball gave off an ancient aura. These were the planet souls he had extracted. After taking a deep breath, Wang Lin's left hand picked up a ball and flicked it. This ball of light flew at an extremely fast speed and instantly fused with planet Suzaku. Planet Suzaku suddenly trembled. This wasn't the planet itself trembling, but the soul of the planet. At this moment, a large amount of spirit veins appeared deep inside planet Suzaku. It began to slowly recover its vitality from its half-abandoned state. Wang Lin didn't stop. He picked up the second ball of soul and flicked at the planet. Planet Suzaku's soul trembled even more and spirit veins began to form like crazy. Those mountains that already existed were suddenly filled with spiritual energy. All the mortals only felt a warmth coming from the earth. They felt refreshed and all their illnesses went away. The third, fourth, and fifth souls were all thrown by Wang Lin into the planet. At this moment, the cry of a phoenix that only very few cultivators could hear came from planet Suzaku. It was as if Suzaku had regained vitality. Inside the earth, spiritual energy reappeared in dried-up spirit veins. At this moment, the amount of spiritual energy on planet Suzaku reached a certain height. Not only this, but all the cultivators felt the spiritual energy on the planet become active. It even caused the spiritual energy inside their bodies to active on its own. Feeling the surrounding spiritual energy, Wang Lin threw the 6th ball of soul into planet Suzaku. At this moment, the mountains became greener, the water became more clear, and a fragrance seemed to come from the planet. Ripples of vitality echoed across planet Suzaku. When the last ball of soul was thrown into the planet by Wang Lin, the trembling of planet Suzaku's soul reached its peak. Even the talent of those mortals who didn't have obvious talent to cultivate became much stronger. In addition, countless low-level cultivators were able to immediately break through a bottleneck during this massive increase in spiritual energy on the planet. A large number of cultivators from various sects gave up everything they were doing and began to immerse themselves in cultivation. They were absorbing the spiritual energy from the planet like crazy. Although planet Suzaku hadn't reached the quality of a top-quality planet, it was no longer half-abandoned. Its spiritual energy had reached the peak of its prime. Ju Wutai stood on top of Mount Suzaku as he looked at the sky with a complex gaze. He exhaled deeply and muttered, "Thank you, Brother Wang." In the country of Suzaku before a sect, an old cultivator that looked exactly like Huanglong smiled and shook his head. To use the soul of 7 planets to replenish the vitality of one is not cost-effective. However, this obviously shows how much this child cares about his homeland, which is good. I don't know what he will choose in the battle between the All-Heaven star system and the Alliance star system. Wang Lin looked at the earth before taking a step and disappearing. When he reappeared, he was in a valley. The valley looked exactly the same as when he left. The karma has been dealt with, so it is time to leave. However, before leaving, I must head to that place in the Forsaken Immortal clan. Unfortunately, I still can't find a way to increase the celestial origin energy in my body. Otherwise, I could study magic arsenal. Wang Lin's gaze was calm as he looked into the distance. In the Alliance star system, there was an isolated system where there were countless black buildings. These buildings all had different styles, and they looked like large swords that were stabbed into the void. There was a tower at the center. This tower was tens of thousands of feet tall. There were black chains all over the tower connecting it to the surrounding buildings. The Cultivation Alliance was split into 2 sects, 4 temples, and 8 domains. This was the Slaughter Domain. A ghostly figure appeared from the void. It moved like lightning and arrived above a building. This figure knelt down, revealing himself to be an old man. He bowed toward the center tower and said, "Traces of the All-Heaven's new Thunder Celestial, Shumu, have been found. Soul Killer Duo, bring Shumu's head to me. This will be a gift to the All-Heaven Cultivator from the Slaughter Domain." An ice-cold eerie voice came from the tower. This video will end here.